Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to look at the Hodge twins here, conservative twins, whatever you want to call them. I've always called them Hodge twins. I watched them. I know it was after 2020. It was probably during COVID times. Anyhow, this says obese TikToker gets roasted online for dumb plan to attract young white male voters. Now, my grandpa, before he passed away, he used to always pick on me and ask me if I was a Democrat, which I never have been. Heck, I never did vote until this past election, and I voted for Trump. Now, when Trump first came into office, or when he first decided to run for president back in 2015, whatever, what ran through my mind then was, great, now we're going to have a reality TV star in there, and it's going to turn the government into a reality TV show. And to a degree, I was actually right. But, he has exposed so many lies. And I knew, the reason I never voted was the fact, I've always said, when they're trying to get elected, they say anything you want to hear. And then they never do anything, and they just do whatever they want. But you never hear anything about what they've done. And the first time Trump was in office, the main thing, I wasn't really into politics yet, only thing I knew is he kept, firing people, but now I know why. And then, I remember the whole Russiagate thing, and in my head I was like, well, his wife is Russian or from Russia. I was like, that could be a thing. But come to find out, none of it's true, never was. I was just going off of what I thought was the media. Anyhow, the media is nothing but rich people just pushing whatever bullshit they want. It's opinionated. It's not the free press. It's none of that. These people are all bought and paid for. Now, let's get into this, and I'll tell you my point of view on any of this. Let me move my little picture out of the way there. All right.
Yeah, got a show for y'all. Got a damn good show. All right, so the Democrats have just revealed they're ace in the hole.
They're ace in the hole,
This is what they're
huh?
going to use to win back young male voters. I'm thinking she's going to push away more male voters. Yeah. Why don't she go for a man?
I'm going to tell you now, that shirt right there, respect existence or expect resistance. Look, no one's ever told anyone, oh, fat people ain't allowed, or you're not allowed, or gays ain't allowed. No, just because you don't want men dressed up as women in the women's bathroom or in women's sports doesn't mean they don't exist. We don't think that. We never did. That's the whole reason they got as far as they did. And they went so far that they have now pushed everything they were supposedly about back another 100 years. People are done with it, and I'm done with it. I've never went along with it. Like this, I don't know if it's just because I live in North Carolina or what, but this whole, I go by sheet, I don't give a fuck. If your voice is as deep as mine or deeper, I'm going to say sir. I mean, period. And 99.9% of all of them, you look like a man. But anyhow, that's beside the point. Let's get back into it.
You would think. Her name is Olivia, but some people say it looks that's the real life Peter Griffin right here. I thought that was wrong. That's horrible. Yeah, I shouldn't laugh at that. That's horrible. Whoever said that, you gonna burn in hell. Yeah. But before we get to
the first thing I think of when I see the picture of her, and I'm not knocking her weight or nothing, I'm saying the first thing I think of, when you meet a girl out at the club, there's always that damn one big girl that nobody's hitting on. And as long as no one's hitting on her, ain't no one taking any of her friends, she's going to cock block for every. That's what she reminds me of.
Today's video, don't forget, got a new giveaway. Ram Diesel Turbo with the Cummins in there. And $10,000 in cold hard American cash. Get in to win? Just buy it from my website. Get my coffee, my Mifflin Blue, anything on my site. You get automatically in it to win. Let's get to Peter Griffin. This would be Peter Griffin if he was a hippie. But anyway, that's a female, right? It's not trans? Yeah, her name's Olivia. Look, what's on? I don't get it, Keith. If you want,
Looks like Peter Griffin whenever he acted like he was indigenous and was an Indian, and he had long hair, but it was pulled back in a ponytail. That's what it looks like.
to get more male voters, why you going with that?
See that right there? Just that alone. Thinking that you're going to get the male voters back because you have an idea. That's not it. Most of what pushed everyone away was not only the fact that everything you say you're going to do, you never show you've done it. There's no evidence of it, or you just don't do it. You think you're smarter than everybody, and I've realized, like, when my grandpa used to pick on me and joke around, you know, he was just joking. He knew I didn't vote because I just didn't vote. Anyway, the fact of the matter is these elite think they know more than you just because they got money. And they ain't got to live what we live. They don't have to deal with our life. That's for the peasants. And that's exactly what they think of you. And they think you're so dumb, they can just throw any old person out there that thinks they know something and they're going to get you back. But that's not how this shit works.
Look what's on the shirt. Respect existence or expect resistance.
You going to do?
I
Tackle
used
them?
to thought Democrats were like diabolical, like master
They are
manipulators, very
diabolical.
smart, intelligent people. No, these people are idiots.
Like, honestly, I think, and it's not just Democrats. It's the rich, powerful, and elite. 95% of them truly seem like they are not for their Christian goals at all. They're in it for themselves. They will eat each other. You know, they will kick each other out of their own party if they don't agree on one thing. They're banned. It's like, but a lot of it, their morals in the trash, dude.
All right, so she went on this podcast, and this is nuts. It's crazy. I don't see American flag or anything. Yeah, I see a picture of her in the back.
Is that her? I think I seen like a 2-second clip of this somewhere. And I think that's just, yeah. I was wondering if that was her. I can't tell if that's a white lady with a tan or if that's a black woman. I can't tell, guys.
No, I think, is that her? That's gotta be. Who else is shaped like that? No, this is like a black woman. And then I see a president with, that's a black woman? Yeah. Got the same shape, though. All right, let's get to the show. Listen to what she got to say.
And I think that it would be so much easier if we just understood that the problems we're having with young men shifting to the right, it's not because they don't agree with us on the policy. They do agree.
We don't agree with you on the policy. And that is one thing I have noticed. And it mainly seems to be coming from liberal white women or women on the left. Either one. They want the man to submit to them, and they know better for you. Just from the few words she said, that's exactly how I feel.
They're talking about white men, because y'all got black men. She's talking about young white men. Yeah, but
you see, that's the thing. And, you know, I never noticed it until the past 5-7 years. You know, I'm white is what I go by, is what I look like, except for when I'm out in the sun during the summertime. I get pretty damn dark because I am part Cherokee Indian. But I never noticed growing up, because they talk about white privilege, but you didn't hear about this in the 90s, 80s, the 2000s. You didn't hear about this so-called white privilege. So people are sitting here trying to blame white people for colonizing, but yet they only live in places that have been colonized, because everyone that hasn't been colonized is a shithole. But then also you get blamed for every single thing that is wrong, but yet we got the privilege. That doesn't make any sense.
But she said, what did she just say? Did you hear what she just said?
People don't know the shit we go through. Just like the fact that, oh God, I think one year only like 10 black guys or maybe 11 was killed by cops. But yet it was in the hundreds of white men that had been shot and killed by cops. But the media covered 0 of them. That is complete and utter bullshit. But white privilege, right? You can get shot by the cops and nobody will talk about you. White privilege. That shit does, it really has got under my skin. These dumbasses. And the thing that gets on my nerves the most is 99% of the time, the one screaming white privilege is some gay white guy or it's some liberal white woman. Usually.
To the right. It's not because they don't agree with us on the policy. They do agree with us on the policy.
No, we don't.
It's because they feel like we don't understand the struggles they're facing.
You don't.
The actual struggles, not the...
You don't. If you're not a gay white man or a white woman, you don't have the same struggles as a white man. You don't. So you don't know. Just because you're bigger than a white man doesn't mean you know what it's like to be one.
Perceived struggles of the mass...
Perceived struggles. It's just like the struggles of you to not eat.
Masculinity crisis or whatever it is, the actual struggles. And instead, we just kind of want to blame...
I thought she was going to be talking to someone like that was either a Republican or like a white man. This right here, from what I see, honestly, I haven't heard him speak yet. Is that a girl wanting to be a man? Or is that a man saying he's a man?
Blame them for all of our problems.
Right. I think there's a
Okay, that's a man.
lot of that I just fully agree with. I mean, we just don't message to men, right? And I was like we don't message.
Okay, wait. Are you saying you're not a man? Because this is the craziest things I've heard in the past few weeks is the Democrats spending $20 million on trying to learn how to talk to men. So are you telling me all Democrats are women? Or they don't identify as a man? Which is it? Because you shouldn't need to know how to speak to another human. You shouldn't. It just makes no sense.
Message in a way that resonates to men. Like,
And that, sorry to keep pausing it, but that is one of the things I see that is the issue. They keep thinking it's about race. It's about learning how to talk to someone. That has nothing to do with it. Your policies are trash. You stand for nothing. And from what I can see in the background of these two right here, not a single American flag. Nothing. And I mean, I don't have American flags back here, but I'm not also on the side that doesn't seem to like America at all. And the thing is, that's only the elites pushing this illusion down to their little minions. That's all it is.
like something that you kind of responded to that I've seen a lot is, well, the reason why Republican messaging resonates with men is because men want bad things.
What do you mean men want bad things? So you're a man, so you want bad things. See, why did they even post this?
Right? It's like men want to have sex and like own women, right?
Look, guys, I've been around the block more times than I want to admit. I have. I've had plenty of sex in my lifetime. I've never once wanted to own a woman. That's not a left or a right thing. Not once has owning a woman been brought up. Jesus, in the last century, nothing's been brought up politic-wise on owning a woman. Donald Trump didn't put any of his messaging out on owning a woman. What?
Right? Like they want to dominate everybody.
And see, this is a gay guy. I guarantee you he's gay. This is a gay guy thinking, just like that girl does, thinking they know what a man wants, even though he technically is a man. He just don't think like most men do, but he thinks men want to have sex and own women. Dude, I'm going to tell you now, women are annoying. I've learned that. I'm almost 45 years old. My kids are in their 20s now. But, yeah, dude, it's a headache. They can be headaches.
Republicans say you get to do that, and then Democrats can't say that.
When did Republicans say you can do that? It shows just how many of the rallies or whatever you've been to, if that's what you think. And y'all think this is your way to get white men back to the Democrat Party. Fact of the matter is, look, the thing is, y'all don't live the same struggles that the people pushing the ideology that are in Congress or a place of power or they're elite. They don't live the regular life that most people do. They don't connect with us at all. So they're throwing out these stupid ideas, guys. I'm done pausing it.
So we just lost men. It's over, right? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Thank you.
Her brain dead.
Thank you.
They are. A lot of people shifting right because of policy.
Thank you.
Policy wins voters. Your policy sucks. Now you could win white.
Well, the thing is that, like, the reason I didn't vote growing up, or once I was 18, and I'm now just voting for the first time. Well, I voted in the midterms during Biden's presidency because of how shitty everything went. That's what made me start voting, and I seen everything that happened, because I remember when Obama got in power, when Bill Clinton got in power, gas prices always skyrocketed. You know, when I was growing up in the late 80s, the gas was 88 cents. I mean, it wasn't even $1 a gallon. Then all of a sudden, it jumps up in the early 2000s, it goes up to $4 a gallon. And I've noticed every single time that Democrats get in power, the gas prices go up. That's one thing that really I started noticing, is that everything starts costing more when a Democrat gets in power. And Democrats, y'all have fucked up. Y'all showed y'all's hand. Y'all kept thinking that y'all could push your own media and no one would find the truth out through cell phones, cameras, and the internet. You just thought it was never going to happen. Thought you could retract everything off the internet and change it, just like with Kamala, when y'all magically pushed her as, oh, she's elected. She wasn't elected. No one voted her ass to run for presidency. Y'all fucked your own Democrat Party on that, because those Democrats did not want her. That's part of the reason you lost some of the men there, is because y'all just straight up chose someone they knew was garbage. She was in power over the border, and yet millions upon millions of illegals came across the border. And when I say illegals, it doesn't mean just Mexicans. There's Ukrainian, there's Russian, there's plenty of whites that have come here illegally. But the media wants to make it out that it's only brown people. Bullshit.
White male voters keep women out of men's sports. That's easy. I mean, that is low hanging fruit right there.
I'm gonna tell you now, I got a daughter, she's in her mid-20s. If this was going on back whenever she was in like kindergarten, oh hell no. I'd have lost my shit, bruh. And so every single man out there that has a daughter, y'all lost them on that one with this whole pushing men into women's sport. Men that dress up as women and say they're women, but in order to say they're women, they got to put trans in front of it. I am a woman. I am a trans woman. And it's like, why you got to add trans at the beginning if you're a woman? Shouldn't have to be arguing that, but you do, because you know damn well you're not one.
Right there. Everybody just denigrating white men and calling everybody racist. Yeah, stop demonizing the white man in this country. You need to be demonizing the problem race in this country. And y'all know who I'm talking about. The sub-Saharans.
a lot of times it will be men that are liberals who will like agree with that. I'm like, dude, what is going on?
Wait a minute, wait. You just said it'll be liberal men that agree with that. So are you saying liberal men want to own women? Because aren't you on the left? So it means you want to own a woman. I'm so lost by this dude. He just contradicted. He said the men on the right like bad things and want to have sex and own women, but it's liberal guys on the left that agree with it. I have no clue what the fuck he's talking about.
Going on, like there's a lot of men that don't think that way, obviously, and it's just such a negative view
I don't know
take
any
on,
that think
like, half
that
of
way.
the human race.
Well, I also think it's just so abundantly clear that the people who say these
This right here is the problem with the Democrat Party. Y'all think y'all know the answer to everything. Look, you're not a white man. You're not a white man on the right. You're not a white man that came from the left that is now on the right. So shut the fuck up. It's that simple. Just shut the fuck up. Stay out of it. It's not your business. That is the problem with liberal white women. They want to make everything about them. It doesn't matter if it's standing up for transsexuals, if it's people in Palestine, if it's people in Ukraine. They got to have their fucking fingers in it and be holding a fucking piece of cardboard with some marker shit scribbled all over it, walking down a fucking street, clogging up traffic where people are trying to get to work and get shit done. You got dumbasses like this right here sitting there think they know everything and clog up traffic like that's going to stop another country from dropping a bomb on another country that attacked them first. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my God, this shit drives me nuts. I will say I am a white man. I love the white race. But white women, the liberal ones, Jesus, y'all get on my fucking nerves.
things don't actually spend time talking to
Look
young
at
men.
you.
You know this because we know each other in real life, but I spend a lot of time on college campuses. And I
He
spend a lot of time
loves
with
young men.
Okay. I know he's just trying to say she's a straight female that likes guys her age, whatever. But just imagine if a dyke lesbian woman said that another man loves young girls. Do you know the amount of shit that's going to fly for that? Like, really?
I love young men.
You hear what this queer said?
Wow.
Hey, like when you think of a Democrat male.
That's going to bring them back because you, a woman, love young men. That they're going to come flocking to you now. While you're standing there or sitting there with your gay white friend that's also on the left, that agrees with you on everything because he's a submissive male. Beta!
Male voter, a young Democrat male voter. That's what you think of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all typically the male voter that's going to vote for a Democrat, it's going to be two types of men. They're going to be progressive, or
Rich.
they're just going to be misinformed.
They're going to be rich. They're going to be from Hollywood. They're going to have some kind of power or fame because once you got millions of dollars in the bank, you don't give a shit and you're wanting every single way to keep that money. And the Democrat Party seems to be all about keeping the elites elite and making the middle class and the poor poorer. Like, honestly, the whole World Economic Forum, guys, I've said it before in other videos, truly, their whole thing, if you look over at Europe right now, and if Kamala would have won the presidency, our borders would be open. We would be flooded with illegals from all over the world, way worse than we already are. But that right there makes the cost of living skyrocket because you got more people trying to get into the same amount of houses. But you got a bunch of people from third world countries that'll take $1 for doing something that someone else wants $10 for doing. So therefore, it makes the wage gap all fucked up. So therefore, people get paid less to do the same job that would have paid more back in the day. Cost of living goes up and everyone from the middle class gets kicked down to the lower class. So then you just got the elites and the lower class. That's it. That's honestly, I think, what they wanted. And if you look at France and everywhere over in Europe right now, it is in the shithole. the shithole. I don't know if there's any way to fix what's happened over there. They got to deport all these illegal fucking middle age or military age men that have went all over these countries and destroying it. France is on fire right now.
That's the majority of your male voters.
They're gonna be
majority of the
progressive.
majority of the male voters that's voting Republican. They're voting for Republicans because Republican Party is more liberal. Y'all are like too far left. Y'all are more I would consider y'all not liberal. I would consider y'all progressive. Yeah, yeah, but if you're a male and you vote for this party, you're not.
That's a
Well,
joke.
you could be misinformed, but most of these people are just dumb. Yeah, dumb or misinformed.
There you go.
Yeah, I love frat guys, and in that I realized like
I'm sorry. Loving frat guys isn't a way to get people to come to the left. Because I'm going to tell you, I haven't met many people that have said, man, I can't wait to grow up and be a frat boy. Yeah, it's fun to go to college and get to do your fun shit. But if you think about the actual meaning of a frat guy, those are the douchebags. They truly are. They are douchebags. And I guarantee you 95% of the people you ask will agree. They're rich. Those are your white privilege.
it's like even the ones that identify as conservative are almost always pro-choice. They're almost always pro-gay marriage. You'd be surprised at the number of them.
Now look, see, this is the thing with this whole pro-choice, they say. No, it's always been pro-choice. You can keep your legs closed. I mean, I get it. There is situation and cases where guys have done things to women that they should not have been doing, and the woman did not want anything to do with it. That is another whole story. The point of the matter is, it's not pro-choice. What choice to kill what would be your child? That's all you're getting. You got the choice to keep it, period. You've always had the choice to not do it. And I think having God stripped out of schools, stripped out of families, having God taken out has really, really affected that. Because back when I was growing up, abortions wasn't like this, near as bad. And it's like the more that God has been taken out of schools, the worse society has gotten. And I hate it. I truly hate it, and I'm glad there's this new comeback of Christianity. And the thing is, as Christians, we need to stand the fuck up. I'm tired of, oh, Muslims, you're fine to do something, but heaven forbid a Christian do something. Now, fuck that. If we don't, there's not going to be nothing to stand up for eventually.
Them who supported Black Lives Matter.
Who
That
are you
right there is
talking
bullshit.
to? White young males do not agree, especially with Black Lives Matter, because that was a psyop.
That right there was a
black males
money
ain't agree
grab.
with that was a psyop that gained.
Not one thing did BLM do help their community. All it did was tear down their community and other communities that they didn't help build. That's all they did. It did not put a good impression on normal black people. It truly didn't. It made, because normal black people get lumped in with the thugs out there burning everything down and just, oh, they need it for food. Oh, so you need a Gucci bag and a pair of tennis shoes to eat. Get the fuck out of here.
To keep black support and to raise money for Democrats. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. You're trying to galvanize more men to vote.
I almost bet that the Democrat Party helped donate millions of dollars to BLM to keep that bullshit going. Now that we've found out all the damn coups and like the rebels that the government has been sending to ISIS, Al Qaeda, all these places, that's our tax money. I worked for 26 years and my tax dollars have went to bullshit and enriching themselves. And they did it because there was no way for us to keep up with where our money went, because they hid it. They didn't want to update the computer systems at all, because why do it when on paper they can hide shit, burn shit, get rid of shit. There's no paper trail. Whatever. That's beside the fact.
But y'all are misinformed yourselves. You don't even know how to go about get more men to vote for your party. It's basically...
It's not that. You're losing just as many women as you are men. Granted, the liberal women are more likely to stay longer, but you keep either. This is one thing that I've been saying lately, is the Democrat Party at one point was for rights for women to vote, then rights for blacks to vote, then Section 8 for blacks, and then, or the majority at the time. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, it's like they keep branching off, and now they're getting to the point to where they're splinters, to where at first it was about gays, then it's about gays and trans. But heaven forbid you go against one of any of those, they kick you out of that party altogether, because it's fractured into so many different little groups, because they're steadily pandering to the minority thing. That's why you had women, then you had the blacks, then you had the gays, then you got the trans, which is part of the gay. Like, it is fractured off so many times, it's getting down to where it's single people almost standing. Now you're into Palestine after Ukraine, so it's got to branch off. But yet, if someone that stands for Palestine but doesn't like gays, you're kicked out of the whole party. Have y'all noticed that? Or is it just me thinking that?
Policy. Your policy sucks.
They don't have a
And
policy.
so I feel like people just kind of lump them into this box when the truth.
Oh, well, no, that's a cup. But it does have a red bottom and a white star inside of a blue band. So I guess I was wrong when I said something about the flag. I don't know what that cup's for, but I guess it could resemble the flag.
The truth is, again, a lot of them are with us on the issues. They're just not
No, we're
part of our
not.
coalition because they feel like they're not welcomed in it.
They're not talked to, right? And yeah, they're not welcome.
How many people have been kicked out of your... Like, Joe Rogan was on your side. Like, fucking... How many... her name's Tulsi Gabbard. She was on your side. RFK was on your side. Y'all kicked each and every single one of them out, because either you didn't want them in power or they didn't agree with you on one thing.
Welcome, that's true. Like, there's a lot of times where it's like being like masculine
That is not true.
characteristics or seem like they're frowned upon, and they're kind of welcome.
Oh, you mean the yeah, what's it called? The something masculinity. Yeah, it's supposed to be a negative thing. Yeah, that y'all pushed. Yeah, exactly.
Been championed by the Republican Party, and like masculine characteristics are not characteristics that are intrinsically bad.
Why are you speaking on it? Because I don't see a single thing about you that's masculine. No facial hair whatsoever. Your voice, while it's not deep, I can't tell if it's deeper than mine. I don't think so. I mean, I don't have necessarily a deep voice, but everything about this kid does not scream masculine. I don't see him changing a tire on his car. I bet you money he doesn't know how to change the tire on his car. Bet you don't. Tell me in the comments, do y'all think he can change a tire?
Right? Like, and I think that some Democrats have presented it that way. Now, obviously not most Democrats, but it's like this perception that
Most of the Democrats are either black women, black men, or white women. Granted, you got a couple of the media people that get paid to say it. They're bought and paid for it. They're going to say what's on the paper, because if they don't say it, they're going to lose their job. That's it. What they really vote, no one really knows. But, yeah. So most of the Democrat Party, like, they try to throw Tim Walz out there. The guy that's been in the military said he went to war, which he never went to war. He ran. But then you show him out hunting, and the motherfucker cannot reload his gun. He can't load it. How are you in the military and you can't load a fucking rifle?
a lot of guys have had. In terms of
Yeah, they're totally lost. Yeah, the country is leaning more moderate than progressive. I wouldn't even call a lot of people.
Dude, we're just tired of it. We're tired of the lies. We're tired of the bullshit. Just tell us what you're going to do. I'd rather vote for someone like, okay, for instance, Donald Trump, he's great. He's the best president I've ever heard of. But I do get tired of hearing him talk. I do. And then when I bring, like, me personally, this is just me. The whole Russia-Ukraine thing. Did we get our mineral rights? Are you protecting them or not? Because this whole, the talks thing with Iran. Dude, Iran now says they got 24 nuclear weapons. So you kept kicking the... Now, I remember like 4 months ago, Iran is so close to having nuclear weapons, it can't happen. It has been nothing but one kick down the street after the next, after the next, after the next. Now they say they got nuclear weapons. And this is why they can't have them, because the first thing they're going to do is start threatening motherfuckers. So bomb them motherfuckers. Don't put any troop in the dirt. Don't put them down there. No. Just go over it. Go over it with the bombers. Do what you got to do. Take out the sites. Knock them out. All they're going to do is keep procrastinating. The whole reason why Trump ended the Obama thing is because they were making nuclear weapons behind everyone's back. So they were still doing it. This is bullshit. Stop kicking the can down. Talking about these talks are going to come. That gets on my nerves. It does. And the whole Epstein list, that was awfully strange how now all of a sudden they agree with, oh yeah, he killed himself. Dan Bongino of all people said it. So that just tells me somebody in the Republican Party had to have done something. Had to have. That's the only thing I can get out of it. That's how I feel.
People that voted for Trump, conservatives, they're more liberal than anything. Yeah, y'all just too far left. Yeah, you're not moderate. Everybody, the country's leaning more moderate. Yeah, and you two are brain dead and have no idea what's going on, but keep doing what you're doing. But
yeah, please, Jasmine Crockett, keep talking. AOC, keep it up. Whatever the two light-skinned black guys are that are in the Democrat Party. Jeez, I can't think of their name, but let them two keep talking too.
Backlash online, like people teasing them. Like the Peter Griffin jokes and all that stuff. Yeah, just what she had to say.
How the did he use my weight loss as an...
Dude, I didn't know you were bigger than what you are. And the thing is, you got like, dude, I haven't had anyone talk shit about me in my comments. I'm not a big content creator. I hope to one day be one. But my first thing, I don't care what people says about me. I really don't. Call me what you want. I don't care. Unless you have facts or proof that I've done something, I truly could care less. People are going to think what they think. Not everyone will like me. I know this. You can call me overweight. You can call me fucking short. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I don't care. Like her responding to this just shows how much it bothers her. Because if it didn't bother her, she wouldn't have said shit.
insult? What the
What is
I'm
on
the
your
person
head?
that's in charge of bringing young men back to the Democratic Party. According to Donald Trump Jr., Trump War Room, Libs of TikTok. And while
Trump War Room. What?
none of that's actually true, every single time I saw one of y'all posting about me, I had one main thought at the top of my head. Y'all are a bunch of... Y'all are
And see, the first thing you do is get mad and start calling names. And call them pussies. Huh.
the ones that made it about a woman and her identity and the way
It has nothing to do about you being a woman and your identity. You, like, what?
that she looks. Something that y'all consistently
They just said you look like Peter Griffin. Your face kinda does.
claim the Democrats do.
We're giving you a valid point.
Yeah.
Your look, your policy will not get male voters.
It won't.
It's all about how you look.
Your demeanor, too.
Yeah, your decorum.
How you act like you know what... Like, you're the one that's supposed to bring men back to the Democrat Party. Well, what happened? You don't know what you're talking about. That's what happened.
It's just like you're not going to appeal to men. So we have to point that out to you. But you don't get it. So instead you call us misogynist
Yep.
and racist and all that.
There they go with the labels. That's one thing about the Democratic Party I hate is the labels. So you got to label everything. And if you don't fit under that category, you're out. And it's like, what? What the fuck? So in other words, you cannot think for yourself because if you do, then you're out.
and all these other stupid names. We're just giving you the facts. No, you're not gonna get more.
Let me know if you guys think I pause it too much. Because, see, when I first started, trying to make videos, I try not to pause it much so we can watch the video. But at the same time, you hear from my reaction. So I'm trying to give my reaction. Oh, that scared the shit out of me. My cat pulled the curtain down. Woo! Lord help me.
Men to switch back to Democrat Party using a big, fat, obese, progressive woman.
I already know what it was. A bird must have been near the window and my cat yanked the curtain. Okay, whoo!
You're gonna push more men to the right. You might,
Holy
Kevin. You
shit.
might, yeah.
Woo!
I think you might be the icing on the cake. You might be the end of the Democrat Party. You know what? You can like have a hot chick that she's very attractive, and she can get male voters
Stop it.
from the misinformed males that's in the country. Right. But you ain't attracting nobody. Yeah.
You don't actually give a about young men. Instead, a lot of you want to talk about my weight. You're using pictures of me from about 65 pounds ago.
And see, I thought they just watched the video. You look the same size right there that you did. Yeah, so what? You're talking about using pictures of you. Yeah, but the video is what got the attention, not the picture. What the fuck are you talking about?
So let me ask you this. If I lose another 65 pounds...
Probably won't be able to tell. But it's good for you, so I hope you do get to. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying it would be good for you. It'd be nice. Look, before I had to have wrist surgery and have a bone taken out of my wrist and plates and screws from a motorcycle wreck, I only weighed 155. Now, for the first time in my life, I weigh 201. So, because, I mean, it's pretty hard to get up when you can't use your entire arm. So, it really hindered me. So, I've gained weight. I'd like to lose it. I will. But, yeah, it's only good things if you lose weight.
Will y'all actually raise young men's wages? Will you
What the? Okay, that is one thing that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because if you think someone that is rich is going to go poor to make another person get paid more, you're sadly mistaken. You raise the minimum wage, guess what? That product now costs more money. So therefore, the worker still gets the same income because now in order to buy that sandwich, it costs $4 more than it did. So now he's making the same thing. Raising the pay wage does nothing because the people that make the pay wage, they also get to adjust the price of the thing you're buying. So if you make them pay more for minimum wage, guess what? The item is going up. So that does no good.
actually...
And why are you acting like you're fighting for men when you're talking about your weight? Or is that going to make you bring the wage up for young men? It's like, you think that's going to bring you... Okay, Democrats, if that's what you're going to do is offer higher paying jobs to do the same thing you're already doing, that is nothing but a vicious cycle. I had to teach that to my brother. I was like, look, you raise that price, that person that owns the company is not going to stop making income. He's not just going to bite it. No, he's going to raise the price of the thing. So I'm so tired of hearing about people, raise the minimum wage. Yeah, that's why in California, most robots and computers do all your fast food now. Because it costs too much. You fucking morons.
Increase funding to mental health services, or are you just going to find another way to deflect from
Increase funding to mental health. Yeah, we need it. There's too many people saying I'm a woman when they're clearly a fucking man, or a woman saying they're a man. So yeah, put them in insane asylums if that's what you're wanting, because that's what it sounds like you're asking for.
From the fact that y'all don't actually have any policy plan to help them.
Dude, that's how you lost the men you lost that you're trying to win back, is because you don't have a policy.
I can keep making this into some kind of big joke of, oh yeah, let's send her to
big.
every frat
Make it a
house in the
big
country.
joke.
I'm not afraid to go into frat houses or...
Yeah, I'm sure you're not, because you're bigger than most of the dudes there. No one's going to be jumping on your bones to get up in it. None. Granted, there is some that have fetishes like that, but you coming on your camera with an attitude, talking shit, just shows how much it truly fucking bothered you. Because no one said shit about you going into frat parties or to a frat house. Why would you be scared to go there? Seriously, you outweigh me by at least 100 pounds. And most guys in the frat house, same thing. But you act like you're some supermodel that guys are just dying to hook up with you, and that you'll walk in there with no clothes on and still no one's going to do anything. Why would you be scared to go in there?
Or to go to college campuses or to talk to Republicans, because unlike y'all, I don't think that they're all shallow.
Who is y'all? Are you talking to Republicans or are you talking to Democrats? Who are you talking to? Because if you're talking to Republican guys right now, these two people that they've show just how much the Democrat don't know. They have no clue.
I think that they're actual people who can hold a conversation. But
No one
clearly,
said
based
you
off the way
wasn't.
you talk about them and the way that you treat them, you think that they're dumb as shit. Well, I actually don't. So
Right. So therefore, will that change the pay wage? What about more mental health?
I'm going to continue to advocate for young men
Good.
to
Keep
get
going.
the policy
Keep
agenda
doing it.
that they do deserve.
Keep going.
And I'm going to continue to lose weight. And then maybe
Okay, you lose weight. You keep fighting for the guys that you fight for, but your policies still aren't there, and the ones you just mentioned will have nothing but a vicious cycle. Or like the mental health care thing, it will have the outcome you don't want, because many of your so-called friends, the transsexuals or the ones that are confused, they will end up getting help, and you don't want that.
maybe when I finally do drop that next 65 pounds, we
Maybe.
can revisit this conversation and see if you can actually stand on business.
The thing is, what business are they supposed to be standing on? They never agreed to change anything. They were talking shit about how you look like a cartoon character. And you want to battle that with trying to be a smartass, and then also want higher wages for men's jobs, which yet at the same time they say women don't get paid the same. Like the WNBA has to take money from the NBA, with the money those guys generated. Now we're going to have to pay their salary too, but they want to get paid the same we do, even though Angel Reese can't pull like Steph Curry. But Caitlin Clark sure as fuck can. But let's dog her. Let's put her down. Say she's racist. It's about race. I swear to God, all the Democrats do is race bait and hustle. That's it.
Because this time, none of you did.
Look,
That is total brain dead.
yeah, you're totally
Thank
lost.
you.
You can lose
Thank you.
200 pounds. You're still not going to get men to vote democratically.
Exactly.
You'll
Has
be,
nothing to do with
more
that.
appealing to the eyes, but your policy still will suck. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you're a very attractive woman. You just need to lose some weight. But the main thing that y'all not understanding, the reason why so many people are voting for conservatives, because they're just more moderate. Y'all are out of touch with the American people.
Well, that, and the fact is, if you don't agree with them on every single little tiny thing, they themselves kick you the fuck out. How is that good for anything? It's definitely not good to bring people back. So even like I've watched, there's gay YouTubers, there's even transsexual YouTubers. They are so tired of this LGBTQIA plus. They're so tired of it. They said y'all have kept pushing and pushing and pushing to the point y'all have set them back further than they ever were. Just shut the fuck up. That's all they want. Normal gay people, that's all they want. They want you motherfuckers to shut the fuck up. All you're doing is creating backdraft or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Blowback.
You're too far left. Y'all put men in women's sports.
Yep.
I mean, y'all's policies suck. Yeah.
All right, guys, that is the end of that one. Anyhow, let me know what you want me to react to, and I will hop on it, guys. I hope you're all having a great day. Catch me on the next one. Please like, comment, and subscribe.